How's it going, everybody? My name is...
Yeah. Excuse me, random person to whom which I do not know. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some colognes here real quick. Yeah. I need them so I can smell good.
Dude, what are you doing? You don't know who I am? Wait, those aren't even all considered cologne.
Yeah. Just put it on my tab. Yeah. Thanks, lady.
Oh, God, he's getting dumber. How's it going, everyone? My name is Chris. This is our channel, Mr. Sillage. Thank you all so much for tuning in. For all the returning subscribed Sillage soldiers, as always, welcome back. And as you all know, you guys can always hit me back up with a salute by hitting the thumbs up icon down below. Really shows your support, and you know that I greatly appreciate it. And if you're a new viewer by chance, maybe stick around and see what the channel has to offer. And then at the end, if you decide that you don't like, you could always hit the dislike button. But beware, if you do that, you'll bring shame upon your dojo. Today, I am coming to you with a fragrance that I got months and months ago. It was one that I got on sale, and I was really happy because I got a really good deal on a By Kilian fragrance. And the fragrance that we're talking about today is By Kilian's Sweet Redemption, The End. And as you can see, I got a really good deal on actually a full display By Kilian. So there are ways to get good deals on By Kilian fragrances that are out there with the whole display. You just got to be willing to look. The sprayer works really well on these, and you get an even distribution, nice blast of fragrance. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I first smelled this fragrance, I bought this on a blind buy. So when I got it home, I was so excited. I had the coffin, I had the key, I had all the box and stuff, which, you know, I say it's up there in my closet. And I was so excited to smell this. And I took it out of the box, took it out of the coffin, sprayed it on my skin, took a smell, and I immediately got De Niro faced. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar or whatnot, but De Niro face looks something like this. It's that squinty-eyed, frowny-faced face that you make when you smell something that you really don't like. The notes that are in this fragrance are African orange blossom, opopanax, benzoin, vanilla, incense, and myrrh. And this was just something that I haven't smelled before. I was really thrown off. It does lean a little feminine, but that wouldn't normally bother me. There was something about this that I freaking hated. The white floral notes smelled very thick with the opopanax and the benzoin and the myrrh. It just made it this really almost syrupy kind of scent with white floral orangey. It's an orange floral blast in this, and it's very dense, very syrupy, almost like sticky. It smells like it's sticky, and I could not handle it. I hated it. I was pissed. I was pissed that even though I got this for a good deal and I had the full presentation, the smell didn't warrant the price for me. Yeah, it's a cool presentation, but we all know that it's all about the juice, and I freaking hated it. I set it on my table and just let it sit there. Then I started to come back to it. I started to come back to this fragrance. And I'll tell you what, I'm not sure what happened or what has changed, but I've come to appreciate this scent a hell of a lot more than I did when I first smelled this fragrance. And it's funny because as I started to think about it more and as I started to smell the scent, I realized what was the initial disdain for this fragrance. The orange blossom in this smells like a very generic, a very synthetic orange flavoring. And the only way that I could describe it properly to you guys, on my skin at least, is if you have ever had the orange Tootsie Rolls with that artificial orangey flavor and coloring, this sort of smells like that with incense and a pomponax and myrrh. The thing is that this fragrance does manage to do correctly is that it doesn't get too cloyingly sweet, if that makes sense. It's sweet orange, but not bubblegummy, and not. This is something that you could definitely have an adult wear. In fact, everyone give it a try, but I mostly see 25 to 30 and up wearing this kind of scent. It just got a little bit more of a mature feel to it. And like I said, it does lean a little feminine, but I found situations where I could wear this. And in the end, I'm glad that I didn't get rid of it. And that's something that we tend to do every now and then, is we totally tend to get a fragrance and get rid of it right away. We write it off and then we get rid of it. I've come to find with a couple fragrances that I've had, even if I didn't like them, I've left them on my shelf. I am a collector, so it is something to add to my collection. When I come back to some of these fragrances, some of them I do enjoy thoroughly a lot more than I did when I initially smelled them. Does that mean that this is a great fragrance that everyone should go out and buy? No. You would probably more likely have the same initial impression that I had when I first got this fragrance. This isn't for everybody. The fact that I blind bought this was crazy. And you know me, even though I blind buy, I don't suggest doing it. Let my crazy ass do that. That's, it goes without saying that you can seriously lose out on some money, and it's a big gamble to blind buy like that. Always sample, always go out and try things out for yourself. Don't even take my word for it. Now, this fragrance goes beast mode too. It lasts such a long time, which is like when I first got the fragrance and I first sprayed it on me, I couldn't wash it off quick enough. Now I definitely appreciate it a lot more. I can definitely wear this for certain situations, and I do like that it lasts a long time if I'm wearing it for a situation that it's suited for. I get at least 9 hours on this fragrance with over arm's length projection for the first 2 to 3 hours before it starts to slowly come back and reel itself into a skin scent. This thing leaves a massive sillage and scent trail. When you're moving around, this thing is screaming. Compliment factor on me is not that great. I don't recall ever getting a compliment on this. Granted, I haven't worn it that much up until recently, once again, when I rediscovered the scent and started to enjoy it, but I can't recall ever really getting a compliment on this that's unsolicited. I asked people if they liked it, and I got a general, yeah, it smells good, but nothing over the top and nothing unsolicited. Situations I see this working in, definitely nights out. This isn't a casual kind of scent by any means. I don't see this working in an office. I don't see this as a great daytime scent. Even with the citrus notes, I think that this is more of an evening wear scent. Once again, with the pomponax and the darker notes that are in this, it definitely seems like a more evening kind of wear. Special occasion, and for when you want to stick out from the normal fragrances that are out there, I think this one will definitely do that job. In the end, Sweet Redemption, The End by Kilian, is a fragrance that I'm glad that I really didn't get rid of. I didn't like it at first, I set it aside, and once again, like I mentioned, I grew to appreciate it and like it more. Once again, this is not a fragrance for everybody. Once again, I will never tell you to go blind buy this fragrance at all, but it's definitely worth giving it a try. And even if you don't like your sample at first, set it aside and give it some time and come back to it later, because who knows? So there you have it, everyone. There was my take on Sweet Redemption, The End by Kilian. Have you guys tried Sweet Redemption by Kilian, or have you tried any fragrance that you really didn't like but then came back to and grew to love? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys have tried that you really didn't like and grew to love. All links to my social media are going to be listed down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, send me smoke signals, send me a letter through a carrier pigeon. It's all good. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know it always means a lot to me. Love you guys. And as always, and most importantly, go frag yourselves.